Today, we're diving into how a book that's over 2,000 years old, the Bhagavad Gita, might just be the most practical guide you can find for crushing it in college today. Seriously, let's get into it. So let me just ask you this straight up. Juggling everything, classes, your social life, trying to figure out your future, does it ever feel like, well, a battlefield? Because if it does, you are definitely not alone. I mean, look at this. These are probably the big four for a lot of students. You've got that crushing weight of exams, that low-key anxiety about what comes next, all the drama that comes with relationships, and just the constant pressure to fit in. It is a lot. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at how to conquer your own mind. Then we'll talk about building some real-world skills, creating a solid foundation for your life, and finally, how the Gita can actually become a personal guide for you. First up, let's talk about managing your inner world. Because honestly, this is where the most important battles are won. And the Gita gives you some amazing tools to do just that. Okay, let's tackle a huge one. Indecision. You know the feeling, right? What major should I pick? Is this the right career path? How do I even handle this relationship? When you're all tangled up like that, the Gita solution is all about finding clarity. It's about figuring out what your core responsibility, your duty, is, so you can make choices from a place of strength, not fear. And this right here is the heart of it. When you know what you really should be doing, your dharma, it's like having a compass. It helps you cut through all the noise, all the distractions and social pressure, and just make the choices that are genuinely right for you. But of course, even with a clear direction, there's still the daily grind of stress and anxiety. It can feel like it's coming from everywhere, affecting your studies, your sleep, everything. Now, the Gita has this beautifully simple definition of yoga that's way more than just physical poses. It says yoga is the art of making the mind stable. Just think about that for a second. It's not a workout. It's a mental tool designed to bring calm to that exact chaos we were just talking about. And the benefits of getting there are huge. We're talking about emotional stability, way better concentration, which, is kind of crucial for studying, and finding that sense of inner peace even when everything outside is going crazy. The Gita also has this amazing concept, Indriya Vijayi. It basically means self-mastery. In today's world, you could call it the ultimate superpower, the ability to resist distractions, put the phone down, and actually focus on what's going to get you where you want to go. Okay, so once you start getting your inner world in check, how does that actually help you succeed on the outside? That's what we're diving into next, building real, tangible skills like confidence and leadership that you'll need for your career. So the Gita lays out these 4 pillars of what makes a true leader. And it's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about having real courage, being honest, taking your responsibility seriously, and acting for the good of the whole team. These are the things that make people want to follow you. So how do you build that courage? Well, the Gita pushes this one idea over and over, that your inner self, your soul, is untouchable. Fear isn't some big monster out there. It's just a feeling in your head that you actually have the power to change. And when you really start to absorb that idea, it changes everything. That fear of failure starts to shrink. You stop feeling like you're not good enough. And it builds this deep well of determination and patience that you need to stick with your goals even when it gets hard. All right, you've worked on your mind, you've worked on your skills. Now, let's zoom out and talk about building a rock-solid foundation of character that's going to hold you up through anything life throws at you, way after you've left campus. Let's be real. The college environment can be awesome, but it can also throw some negative stuff your way. There are always pressures that can pull you down paths you don't really want to go down. So the Gita offers a pretty powerful defense system. It says your real strength comes from your values. Things like truth, nonviolence, and self-restraint aren't about being weak. They're about building a character that is absolutely unbreakable. The big one. The question that probably keeps a lot of students up at night as graduation gets closer. You did all the work, you got the degree, but what's it all for? What's the point? And here is where it all comes together in this mind-blowing way. All these things we've been talking about from this ancient text, well, they just so happen to be the most in-demand skills of the 21st century. Emotional intelligence, resilience, self-management. This is literally what employers and life are screaming for. So let's bring it all home. The Gita isn't some dusty old book you have to be a scholar to understand. It's a timeless, incredibly practical toolkit for navigating your life, right here and right now.
The main takeaway is this. We've got to stop thinking of the Gita as just a spiritual book, something that belongs only in a temple or a philosophy class,
And start seeing it for what it is. A systematic, almost scientific guide for developing your entire personality. It's a blueprint for your mind, your skills, your character, and your purpose, all rolled into one. And the proof is in the pudding, right? This wisdom has been helping people fight their battles for over 2,000 years. The world changes, the technology changes, but the core human struggles, they stay pretty much the same. And so do the solutions. So we'll just leave you with this to chew on. Whether it's indecision, stress, or just figuring out who you are, what's the biggest battle you're facing right now? And how could some of this ancient wisdom help you win it?